In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace the front wheel bearings on this Buick Encore. These are going to be located behind the front wheels. Let's get into it. I'm going to remove the wheel. Use a 19mm socket. Take the lug nuts off. Pull the wheel off. We're going to move the axle nut. It is peened over a little bit right here. I'm just going to use a punch. Just try to bend it back a little. That's good. Using a 36mm socket, take the nut off. There you go. Now we're going to take the caliper and bracket off together. Take these two bolts out. Use a 18mm socket. Take those out, pull the caliper off, then I'm using a caliper hook or hanger, and I'm going to hang it from the coil spring out of the way. Take this screw out, use a T30 socket. And pull the rotor off. We're going to remove this shield. Use a 10mm socket. Take these bolts out. Take that off. We're going to take the wheel speed sensor out just so we don't damage it. Use a 5mm hex socket. Take this bolt out. Just grab the wheel speed sensor, give it a wiggle. If you need to, you can use some pliers. Pull that out, set it aside. Now I just take a punch and you just want to separate the hub from the axle. Just make sure it's loose. That's loose like that. Now using a slide hammer, we're going to pull the hub off. You can see it's starting to loosen up. There we go. Pull that out. You see the old race is still attached. We're going to have to take that off at some point. And take the lower ball joint nut and bolt out. Use a 15mm socket on the nut, 14mm wrench on the bolt. Take that out. Now I'm just going to take an exhaust clamp. They do make a special tool for this. Go around the control arm. And we can use a pry bar through there. Just pry the control arm down, separating the ball joint from the knuckle. If you need to, where the slice is, you can spread that with a pry bar, or they do make special tools for that as well. Separate that. Now I'm going to pull the axle out of the knuckle, move that to the side. You can bungee cord that out of your way. Then we're going to take this lock ring off. We're going to use some lock ring pliers. Just get in here, just squeeze. There we go, pull that out. Now we're going to use a tool. You need a cup that's bigger than the bearing on the back side. Put that there. And then a cup on the front side that's going to push the bearing through. Now, as we tighten the tool, it's just going to push the bearing in. it's moving around a lot on you, you can put the lower control arm ball joint back in just to stabilize it temporarily while you're pressing it in. There we go. Slide the tool out. See the bearings right there. Just gonna take a wire brush, just clean up some of the rust. That's pretty good. And you can use a rag, just wipe out any of the dirt and debris. That's good. When you take the new wheel bearing, you notice there's a magnet on one side that's for the ABS. That is gonna go towards the center of the car. The side that doesn't have the magnet is gonna go on the outside, just like this. And you're gonna need a cup that's bigger than the bearing itself, or it just fits right on the outside, just like that. And we're gonna push that through so you can get this started. And set up the tool. Now as I tighten this down, it's gonna pull the bearing right in position. All right, that's all the way down. Loosen up the tool. Now take the snap ring. You want to align the opening up with the hole where the ABS or wheel speed sensor is going to go through. Just get that in place. Make sure that looks good all the way around. Just going to move it back and forth a little bit just to make sure it's in there. Perfect. To take the race off, I'm just going to use a whizzer wheel or a grinder just to make a relief cut. There we go. You can use a different type of puller. Once you get it pretty cut through, you should be able to crack it with a chisel. Just get in there with a hammer. Crack it. Once it's cracked, you'll be able to take it off this way. There we go. Comes right off. Slide that off. Now we're going to install the hub. You're going to use a installer. On the back side, you want a spacer or a cup that is smaller than the race. That's going to go on the back side, but you can see the race on this side right there. So we'll add that. And go through there. As I tighten this, I'm going to pull the hub into the bearing. All right, that's all the way down. You can loosen up the tool. And just remove the tool. Now I'll take the bungee cord off the axle. Slide the knuckle out. And get the axle in. Get that lined up. Then you can get the ball joint lined up underneath. Just push that in place. Like that. You can give it a tap with a hammer. If you needed to, you could pry it down. I'm going to take the exhaust clamp off because I don't need that anymore. I'll put the bolt and the nut in. Tighten that down. There's a tightening procedure for this. We're going to torque this to 31 foot-pounds first. Then you want to loosen it. Loosen it 120 degrees. Then we're going to tighten it to 26 foot-pounds. And then you want to go an additional 30 degrees. That's good. Now take the ABS sensor, wheel speed sensor, get that started, get the bolt in. And we'll snug this down. That's good. And take the shield, get that started, get the bolts in. Snug these down. That's good. Now I'll put the rotor on. Get the screw started. And snug that down. I'm gonna take the caliper. You can take the hanger off. Slide that over the rotor, make sure the pads are separated. Push that in place. Take the caliper bracket bolts, get those started. Snug those down. Now we're going to torque these to 118 foot-pounds. That's good. And put the axle nut on. Snug that down. I'm just going to use a pry bar, go in between the studs, to prevent it from spinning. And we want to torque this to 37 foot-pounds, and then you want to go an additional 60 degrees. Go a little bit more. There we go. And I'm just going to take a chisel or a punch and just peen this over, just so the nut doesn't loosen up. You can do one on the bottom as well. That's good. Put the wheel on. Get the lug nuts started. Snug these down. Now we're going to torque the lug nuts to 100 foot-pounds in a cross pattern to tighten the wheel down evenly. Go around again, double check. That's good.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.